What it is, everybody, happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great weekend. I am here today to tell you about Q, which is still a popular topic. Even though hold on. We can't have that on camera. I'm sorry, you had to see that. Even though the official Q supposedly stopped sending messages out on November 25th. Even though that happened, people are still talking about Q. I did a show yesterday and someone called in about Q. So I've been looking around at the other people talking about Q. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. Thank you for joining me today. This will be a short one, so you might have to catch it on the replay. As a reminder, you can donate to this kind of information at patreon.com/lifttheveil or paypal.me/lifttheveil. Always brought to you commercial free, except for commercials to my store, which you can find in the links. Okay, so I've been talking about Q. If you tuned into this episode, I think you know who he is, so I don't have to give you background. I have been, in a way, debunking Q only because it's easy to debunk the predictions which didn't come true, regardless of the conspiracy theories that things that we see with our own eyes are the opposite of the truth. For example, this is one thing. Q says that the Mueller investigation really is a straight investigation and that they're really not going after Trump, and it just seems that way. Even after the latest developments, with Mike Flynn getting indicted and pleading guilty to lying to the FBI, still, there is a conspiracy theory that that's all part of the plan and that Mike Flynn is going to turn in some deep state conspiracy. Maybe it's true. I can't dismiss everything, okay? But we know how disinformation works, and we have some suspicions about what Q said and how it could be disinformation used to steer us in the wrong direction. One of the things I said was particularly troubling about the Q posts is the assertion that the military is going to save us, and effectively that we should embrace martial law when it comes to our neighborhood, because that's the only way we're ever going to clean up the corruption. Fortunately, we haven't seen that happen yet, but this effectively was the message from Q's 4chan posts in many ways. Military intelligence, the NSA are going to clean everything up. Okay? What I'm going to play for you is the way what Q said can go wrong in a similar fashion to what I just described to you. It can make things that would normally be anathema to people like you and me seem palatable in some ways. For example, mass surveillance. The NSA is the hero, by the way, in the Q posts, because the NSA has vacuumed up all of the data from the deep state. And with that data, they will be exposed. Yes? Okay. Jordan Sather is a young man who has an exploding YouTube channel, Destroying the Illusion. He's been around maybe 10 months from what I understand, has about 60, maybe 70,000 subscribers, and is looked to as somewhat of an expert on Q and seems to be in the MAGA camp. We've been talking on this channel how there are a number of channels that peddle a particular message, which is often Trump apologists in many ways. Trump apologists, you could say. Anything he does, they say it's great. When he tweets out stuff that people think is stupid, they say, ha ha, look at him troll the opposition, look at his brilliant strategy. And you can think about it. Maybe you think so too. But it's sort of a persistent theme across certain channels. InfoWars, for example, Jordan Sather, Tracy Beans, Roy Potter. There are a number of them. I was thinking of this other one. Oh, Victoris Libertas, those kind of people. We've asked some questions about them. We're not going to cast aspersions today, but we are going to look at Jordan Sather and how the Q post can go wrong in reality. And we're also going to hear how New Age philosophy, which many people have used in the past, New Age philosophy as a scam of sorts to make people believe that something is about to happen that will change the world, something that's beyond your control and beyond your ability, is that the world's about to change for the better. And really all you have to do is wait. You don't even have to do anything. And it encourages you to do nothing, and it encourages you to give money to the people who say they're changing the world or things are going to happen. Apparently, as far as I can tell. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm not saying Jordan Sather is scamming people. I'm not even saying he's disinformation or that any of the other people necessarily I mentioned are either. I'm just saying there's a history of people like, for example, Benjamin Fulford, claiming that mass arrests have been coming since at least 2012. We have an example of Alex Jones on InfoWars, always saying that something is about to drop, something is about to happen. And we've had it before with Pizzagate. We've had it with Anthony Weiner's laptop. We've had, the NYPD coming out against that. Supposedly, we have a lot of unconfirmed information, 4,300 indictments now. And I'll be happy, believe me, I'll be happy to eat my words and to say I was wrong. Q was totally legit, but I see all these things out there. Q confirmed. Or, for example, from April to June, confirmed that a military expeditionary unit landed at Langley, CIA. Did I say military? Marine, I think. Marine expeditionary unit. Also claimed by Benjamin Fulford. So there is a history of exposed kind of scammers going with this kind of new age, and things are going to happen. And in the case of Benjamin Fulford and then Roy Potter, Jordan Sather, is that the military, especially, is on our side. Support them to take over from this cabal, from a cabal, which has been a word they've been using for a long time to describe this evil. They sometimes say Khazarian mafia, might say the Illuminati. There are a lot of names. Anyway, that's where I'm going with this. And I was listening to this in my car, as usual, and this part came across, okay? And you're going to hear the themes that I just touched on. It's starring this young man, Jordan Sather, and I wish him the best. I didn't want to put his name in the title to take views based on his reputation. I'm just going to use it as an example and not, like I said, not casting aspersions. I'd still be interested in talking to the guy. This is a channel, Michael Trim with 2 M's. Oh, I haven't put the link in the description yet, but I will do that right now. You can click on that video. It's a snippet of a full-length interview that he did with Jordan. Jordan's channel is called Destroy the Illusion. Let me put this in the description, and then I'm going to play Why Q is Dangerous. The name of the title to this video, Why Q is Dangerous. I'll start playing it right now.
In the middle of a mission currently.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes down.
So when it comes to the Q clearance, I mean, this Q is supposedly associated with the NSA groups. So it's like, what information have they gained access to? So we kind of have this shadow intel war going on between the NSA faction or CIA faction or something to that effect.
By the way, this Flynn witch hunt, basically, Flynn was one of Trump's best advisors. He's the one that knew the most about the deep state. He was a major target of the deep state. And the investigation began into him by elements of that leftover Obama administration FBI, anti-Trump administration FBI. He was targeted from right when he went in. He was entrapped because of NSA surveillance that was done as a result of the phony Steele dossier, which was funded by Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC. Because of that, they began what should have been illegal surveillance of the Trump transition team, caught the conversations that Michael Flynn had with the Russian ambassador, I believe it was, Kislyov, I believe, got those conversations. The FBI agents asked Flynn to come in and say what he remembered about those conversations. And then they had their transcript from what was actually said from the NSA hoovering up that info. And then they just said, oh, he lied about X, Y, and Z, and he got indicted, and now he's in financial trouble. All because of the NSA. Q says the NSA hoovering up all this info. I said vacuum before, but I'm trying to be more international for the second half of the video. The NSA doing this surveillance is what's going to bust up the deep state. And Mueller is not a part of the deep state also. Okay, I'll play on.
And it seems like the NSA has been able to hack a lot of information about the bad guys and using it against the bad guys. So, this Q clearance, maybe
does
they're
this
finding
change your
out things.
perspective of mass surveillance, though? If it's being used to round up this cabal and it's being used to end the slavery that our planet has been in, does it change your perspective about mass surveillance?
It does not, but this is a long, intricate question, and I'm going to metaphorically answer it with the issue of immigration. Now, I am all for open borders. I think imaginary lines drawn on the earth and telling people that they can't cross them is bullshit. Right. I think we should, have a completely open system. But
sorry,
in the meantime,
you guys might have a reaction to that too, particularly the MAGA crowd. This guy's MAGA and supports open borders and believes in a secret space program. Recently had Robert David Steele on the show. If you didn't see it, you have to see my show from yesterday where DeFango, who I know we've had a rocky relationship with, absolutely goes after Robert David Steele after Robert David Steele said his show wasn't important. Anyway, why did I stop that? Oh, Jordan Sather, MAGA, for you MAGA people, believes in open borders. I am more libertarian myself, although I do believe in national sovereignty, so you can't just bring people in and make them citizens and stuff and get all the benefits that the actual citizens of the country are allowed. But I also don't believe in a wall because I want to be able to leave when I want to. I don't want immigration checks inside my borders like we have now. So that's my position on it, generally speaking.
Until we get to a point where we can do that,
and
there's still a lot. This is a long ways away. There's still a lot of deep state proxies that need to be swept up. There's still a lot of dangerous people out there that, we can't necessarily let into this country. So right now, I do agree with what Donald Trump's doing. And that's one of the reasons why he's so harsh on immigration this past year. It's because we can't let these people in this country to cause havoc. So until things get swept up, we have to, do what we might not do, what's not ideal right now, but what's going to get us to that ideal point. So when it comes to mass surveillance, I'm all for mass surveillance when it's on people not doing, the right thing.
Right.
And then this brings in the idea.
Okay. So that's why Q is dangerous. Because if you believe what he says, you might end up thinking what Jordan Sather just said. Without being a shill or disinformation, you might just actually think that based on believing what Q said. That's why Q is dangerous. I'm going to hear it. There's something, he says, the ends justify the means. Very dangerous thing to hear. Let me see if I can get on.
We have to, why he's so harsh on immigration this past year. It's because we can't let these people in this country to cause havoc. So until things get swept up, we have to, do what we might not do, what's not ideal right now, but what's going to get us to that ideal point. So when it comes to mass surveillance, I'm all for mass surveillance when it's on people not doing, the right thing.
Right.
And then this brings in the idea of
all for it when it's against somebody else. I don't know. This is what's dangerous about these people. So be careful out there. I'll play the rest of it, but that was really the crux of it. As long as it's being used against somebody else, it's totally okay. And now I think we'll get into the new age portion of the show.
We were just talking about the consciousness. So if we were all to get, go through that quantum shift as a society and make it through these times, what's supposed to happen? Well, our extrasensory powers are supposed to be activated, higher consciousness perception. What comes with that? Telepathy, kind of a social memory complex or a mass collective consciousness that we can all tap into together. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are scared about surveillance. They're like, oh, I don't want anybody spying on me, yada, yada. Well, if you want,
when all your thoughts are out there.
Yeah, when all your thoughts are out there and we can all tap into that Akashic record and there are no secrets, what do we even need surveillance for? You know? So you kind of got to move your thought processes to that next level, but kind of have an openness and an honesty and transparency with it. We won't even need surveillance because we'll all be so open and transparent with each other that what's it for,
Yeah.
Right. I think that was a roundabout way of saying that mass surveillance is okay because we'll all be conducting mass surveillance with our antennae in the future with this shift. Now, I'm new age. I think we're transitioning. I think in fact that there was a pivotal moment that happened October 1st when the scale started to tip in the higher planes. As above, so below, we hear. And that's why that's why you may feel some turmoil. We see people waking up. We see people tuning into this kind of a thing. We see people responding to it. I think it's real, but I don't think it happens without you. I don't think it happens at all without you. So you're the most important part of the equation. You changing and shifting actively. Don't expect somebody else to do it for you. Don't expect the times to magically change. They change when you change. And that's when it changes for the rest of us too. So it's really important that you do it for everybody. So that's what I believe. So I'm kind of new age too. I think that's what I wanted to play for you guys. Like I said, I went over the objection, really the Mueller thing too, but I think I went over some of the objections to the Q thing. So I mentioned, I think I'm going to make a special on Patreon for t-shirts and mugs, cheaper than the website and with free shipping, because I didn't get enough takers last month. I don't know why, but people are very, very excited about my burgeoning fashion and merchandise line, where you get something for the money you spend, which I'll show you here. lifttheveil411.com. I sell t-shirts, mugs, stickers. All the t-shirts are limited edition to 50, and then everything else is limited edition too. We just came out with the simple stuff first. I have a new t-shirt and first Doshi product about to drop, but you can get that stuff there. But you can also get it on Patreon. I'm going to lower the cost. That's a special offer. Free shipping too. Might cost me more to ship it to you than you're going to give me. So that's it, I think. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry it was short today, Maybe I'll plan on coming back tomorrow, and the normal time to tune in for this show, and bless you for doing that, I really appreciate you guys, is at 1:11 p.m. Pacific time. And that's 4:11 p.m. Eastern time. Most days, not just Monday through Friday, just most days, but not every day. Typically not Saturday, but yesterday I did it anyway. Also, this week will feature collaborations. I will be on another show on Tuesday on The Last American Vagabond. We're going to talk about some of this kind of stuff. Also, it's maybe disinformation, what might be out there, what to be wary of. And then I think I'm going to have my own hangout show with lots of people from very cool channels, maybe on Thursdays. That's what I'm planning. On Thursdays, I'm planning to do that. So make sure to tune into this channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications for this channel when it goes live. And then I'll see you around when you do that, okay? And if you want to continue the conversation after the show is over, I do recommend my Discord. It's you'll make some new friends, and you might find a new partner too, if your partner doesn't listen to you. Discord.gg. It's like a date. I'm advertising as a dating service now, but it's free. And you just have to put in these capital lowercase letters to time warp into there. But it's the best Discord on Discord, best server on any server. Thanks for watching the news. Information is valuable. The most valuable thing we have. Remember that. That's what it is.